Welcome to the Rise of the Rooster Podcast. I'm your host, Logan Greene, and today I have with us one of the owners of Rise and Shine Garage Doors, Josh Dutcher. What's up, man?
How's it going?
Fantastic, dude. Happy to see you. Happy to get you back on the pod, man. It's been
It's been
a
a
couple
while.
months. Yeah. I mean, it's been a couple months regardless, but hey, we're getting one out there. We're putting it out, letting people see. No, we've had some changes since we last had a big podcast like this, and I know this will probably be a fairly quick one, but I mean, there's a lot of information and things that we've changed. First off, I kind of want to know, Josh, how you feel about some of the growth and changes that we've made.
I think everything is really great. I feel like everything is moving in a positive direction. We're always just trying to be able to provide a lot of options for our customers. It's kind of one of the things that we always talk about the most is that we're always providing options and solutions to fit really any budget, any scenario, all of those different things. But especially now, I mean, we're getting towards the end of summer here, and it's also nice to start thinking about preventative maintenance and those kinds of things as well. So I'm really excited about some of the services that we've added and just kind of the direction that we're going.
Yeah. I mean, one of the big ones that I think that makes us, it's very much a game changer. And don't get me wrong, we are borrowing some ideas from others, but I think we've done a really great job of making it unique to us and our company, especially here in this market. We've changed kind of the way that we do a lot of our springs. I mean, so now we have our standard cycle spring, which is 15,000 cycles. Our high cycle spring, which we've offered for a really long time at 30,000 cycles. But now we're offering an even higher cycle option with the max life spring being our 50,000 cycle option. What do you think was the big catalyst in the market showing that this was a service that people wanted?
Well, it's interesting because it's something we've sort of always tried to offer is those different options when it comes to cycle ratings. Not a lot of customers realize that there is actually a cycle rating when it comes to your torsion springs. It's just about how many times it's going up and how many times it's going down. Everybody uses their door a little bit differently. So this is kind of like for some of those people that use it essentially like a front door, and they're opening and closing their door maybe 20 times a day. Kids are coming and going. There was just a need to have something that really is probably going to outlast the life of your home almost with 50,000 cycles. If you really think about how many times that really adds up to, it's a lot. And it's truly a different spring as well too. And sometimes customers just hear, oh, extended warranty. Okay, you're just going to cover it for longer. No, it's actually a completely different spring when it comes to the gauge of the wire and the actual length of the coil. And that's what determines the actual cycle rating. There's actually engineering and an IPPT number that goes into it that really kind of translates to how this works for the different weight of each door. And one size does not fit all. So we try to accommodate that by having all the different options for the different weight of doors. And then just kind of, again, back to the customer usage, like how are you using your door and being able to provide options and solutions for those customers as well.
For sure. I think a lot of people don't understand that like options are really good. I think when a lot of people think about any type of repair, they're like trying to get it at the cheapest. They're trying to get the least expensive. And there's absolutely a market for that. And there are companies that are really, really good at that. What we end up talking to a lot of people is we find that they don't want just the cheapest. When we actually are in the boots on the ground, talking to the people in the market, they don't want just the cheapest fix that's going to maybe not be as expensive. They want something that's actually going to solve their problem and solve their future needs too. It's all about customer service there. We're anticipating that customer's need. So when we provided this option, I think I personally had a little bit of reservation, thinking this might be a little bit higher investment than most of the people in the market want to pay. And we're finding that's really not the case. There's a large amount of people that are looking for a high investment into their home. They really want to invest in what they are using on a regular basis. I was talking to a realtor friend of mine, and I think a big part of that is a lot of people might have bought what they thought was a starter home 3 years ago at a really low interest rate with a really great price. And now they're realizing with the market shifting that no, this is not a starter home. This is your home. And so now instead of just trying to do quick fixes or even homeowner specials on things, they're actually investing into their home and into their property. So I think that's a really big step in the right direction as far as providing a service that customers want.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of almost like a set it and forget it situation when you go with those max life springs too. It's one of the things then once it's on there, you pretty much don't need to worry about it. We're going to take care of it at that point. And then just like I said, the likelihood of it failing or breaking in the time that you're in your home is very low. So it is one of those things where you can just scratch that off your list of things to do, get those max life springs, and now you don't have to worry about your springs breaking.
Especially if we have different service plans in place that we can maintain those doors too. I like to think about like our Rooster Club membership. It's a monthly subscription of $14.50 a month. And that's been really important to a lot of our customers. I just talked to a customer yesterday who ended up deciding to move forward with one of those Rooster Club memberships. And what she saw was the benefit of not having to really truly being able to set it and forget it. She had a completely new system, 2 new doors, 2 new openers, but we're maintaining that for her as long as they are subscribed to our membership. They don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry about the dispatch fees. They get a regular annual tune-up. They get put front of the line scheduling, and then to top all that off, they get a 5% discount on all other services too. I mean, especially when you're putting in these higher end products, being able to have it maintained properly is going to be one of the best ways to keep those things lasting as long as we expect them to.
For sure. And I think in the home service industry in general, that is just something that really fits with garage doors. These are kind of services that have been around for years. And why not also have this with your garage doors? Well, for those people that kind of would get ahead of maintenance to maintain things rather than having emergency situations happen, to be able to get ahead of those things so that you're not stuck in your garage, so that the door doesn't go crooked and all of a sudden snap on you one day. So by basically letting us worry about that maintenance for you, again, that just takes another worry off of your list of things to worry about when it comes to home ownership. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in the home, when it comes to like your furnace and AC. Let us worry about your garage door and your garage door opener by just going with that Rooster Club membership. Like you had said, Logan, I mean, it gives you priority booking too. So in the event that we're unable to catch something before it happens, because sometimes we'll do our service and it might be another 6-7 months before something truly happens. That way, you can call and we're going to get out there same day and get you taken care of and on your way again.
Put it in perspective, I actually have the company that installed my furnace and water heater coming out on the 7th. We have an annual thing with them where they come out and they service it and make sure it's running well. So this is year 3 now that we're going into with it, and they've come out twice. This is where they've come out, they've made sure it's maintained and working correctly. I actually have a question for them when they get here. So no, that why we already see this in so many other industries. There's no reason it shouldn't be something to see in our industry as well with garage doors. So
I have the exact same thing happening myself here in October. It's just it's a furnace tune-up. So if you're that concerned about your heat, your air conditioning, you should also be concerned about the largest moving mechanical object in the home, which is your garage door. You don't want to get stuck in the garage, especially as winter is coming and it's freezing cold, or you got to get to work, or you got to drop the kids off, whatever it may be. You don't want to get stuck in that garage door. So let us worry about it for you.
Absolutely. One other service that we've offered for a couple months now, but I think people don't know what they don't know. And so I want to talk a little bit about our Never Rust Plus package. So the Never Rust Plus package being powder coating dang near everything, every part of the hardware on your door other than the panels. What was a big thing that made you think, as one of our owners of Rise and Shine, that this was the next step that the market needed?
Well, again, it sort of just comes back to providing options and solutions, but it's also the environment that we live in, being here in Minnesota, the fact that we do have to deal with snow, cold weather, and things like salt and moisture that can really build up around the garage door itself. So it kind of started us on that path of going down the powder coating options. But we kind of wanted to take it to another level for some of the high-end doors that we do sell, to kind of provide that option where everything is powder coated, so everything matches. So we're doing powder coated bottom brackets, vertical tracks, hinges, struts, shaft, everything. So you kind of have that really upgraded style inside the garage itself, as well as the outside too. So the outside and the inside essentially are matching. If you're doing a premium garage or something that's maybe full view glass, or the new modern styles we see a lot, where it's kind of that flush look and you have windows going down the side. That's a really nice look on the outside of the house. We wanted to match that same look on the inside as well, to have those powder coated options. It looks really nice, but there's also a lot of functionality with it as well too, as we talked about with the salt and moisture and cold weather that we have to deal with. By having those powder coated options, you don't have to worry about your vertical track rusting out at the bottom, and then maybe like a roller getting caught, or like the bottom brackets themselves rusting out, and then the cable snaps. And as we've already talked about, the door goes crooked, you're stuck in the garage, things like that. But it just looks really nice, really clean inside the garage, especially if you have like an epoxy floor, then we can kind of match with that too. Currently, most of the things that we powder coat, we do it in a black color, but if somebody wanted a certain color, we could certainly get that done as well. So we do try to cater that service to the customer as well. Because like you said, you don't know about it if you don't hear about it. And when it kind of comes up, it can be kind of more of a customized situation for each customer. And it's just another option, another solution that we can provide that looks really nice inside the home too.
Yeah, I think there's definitely people out there that are looking for I mean, exposed steel has plenty of its own inherent issues of just being exposed, but also sometimes in the wrong situation can be really ugly. I've been at a bar in Woodbury where they did powder coat their tracking for their door, just because it stuck out like a sore thumb, whether everything was black behind it. If it was the exposed steel, it would have looked horrible in that situation. So they ended up actually powder coating that steel, that tracking on that door.
Yeah, another situation where that actually does play in really nicely is pool houses. So there's two different situations where that actually came up, where it was in the backyard, it was a pool house, but everything was glass and white powder coating. So we matched all the hardware the same way. So we did this for one that was actually in the home, but then another one that was actually just a bar top. So everything could match there, and it looked so clean and super nice. And this is basically an indoor space that this is opening up into. So you want that to be clean. You want it to look sleek, modern, and that powder coating process made a huge difference. And that's where we did go with a white powder coating as well, to match the actual clear view and everything. So it looked really nice.
That's awesome. I'm sure if somebody wanted a hot pink color, we could figure that out for them too.
We can get that done.
There we go.
Somebody wants to make a Barbie house, we got you covered.
There we go. I want to talk a little bit about some of our marketing strategies and where people have been seeing us. I recently was on vacation, and I had a text message from a friend of mine that saw us in a parade. Of course, that is part of our community outreach, but also we're doing so many other things to reach out to our customers and let them know that we're here and we can solve their issues. What other marketing strategies are we putting out there where people can see us?
The biggest one that people have loved so far is the billboards we have around town. Those are fun to see. They do rotate as well. So sometimes we get new people that are friends of ours that say, "Hey, I saw your billboard," and it's just fun to see that they're noticing and recognizing us. So that's a big way just to have a good presence in your market. But to really get kind of that face-to-face stuff, we always are doing different business expos. We were recently in the Maple Grove Days Business Expo, being able to be in a park and meet your customers face to face. We also do home shows throughout the winter, and even next week we have the Ramsey Happy Days coming up. So that's another great opportunity for the city of Ramsey, so we can get to know some of our customers face to face out there. Some other little things that we'll do too is golf sponsorships with like BNI. We'll sponsor a hole. We'll do some sponsorships just locally, even with our employees. If they have kids that are in sporting events, we'll sponsor like a soccer team. We do have the big Anoka Halloween parade coming up at the end of October. So parades are a lot of fun to be front facing with customers. We do a lot of networking as well. So we're in these BNI groups as well. So BNI stands for Business Network International. And it's all about networking with other business owners and other representatives just to get to know their business, but then they also get to know your business. It's a great way to just get the word out about who we are and what we do. But yeah, I mean, it's always a lot of fun just to see all the different ways. I mean, even just a vehicle rolling down the road, because we have beautifully wrapped vehicles, people will see that and it's just a rolling billboard right there. So I'll sometimes get Snapchats or pictures from friends and family, and they'll just say, "Hey, a sighting of a rooster. Here we go."
Yeah. It's always great when you have those trucks rolling around. I mean, there are a couple times where I strategically park just because while I was on break, I'm like, I'm strategically parking this right here. Everybody can see where we're going or where we are as they're going down the road. And these billboards are, like you said, they're beautiful. I mean, those colors stick out. They make a splash for sure, and a lot of people are really impressed with it. I mean, other companies have come up to me. They're like, "Where'd you get it wrapped? Who designed this? Who did that?" We've had an asphalt company stop me and ask where they got it wrapped, and so no, we definitely make an
I even
impression
had a
wherever we
cleaning
go.
service. So even a cleaning service was so impressed by our wraps that she was asking about that as well. Just like, what was it worth it? Who did you go through? And like 100%, it's totally worth it to invest the money in those wraps. A lot of times, sometimes that initial price, you might be like, "Well, am I going to spend this much on a wrap?" It's like those wraps will last, up to 3 years sometimes if it's done by a 3M professional. So
Mm.
it's totally worth it.
Absolutely. No, we've seen a lot more benefit come back from these. I think we've definitely gotten our return on that investment. People are really interested in seeing a company like ours stick out, so that they know that there's truly professionals coming up. I mean, it's definitely even something that sets us apart when we have competitors that roll up. One of them's has a wrap that's fallen off, or it's partially been scratched, or their truck's not wrapped at all. And then they see our truck sitting right next to it. Which one are you going to trust in your home? Which one are you going to trust to be able to take care of your stuff? Are they going to be people that are coming in doing it cheap, doing it quick, trying to cut corners? If they're cutting corners on what their truck looks like, what their business looks like, what other corners are they going to cut? Are they going to cut it in your home? Are they going to skip a step when they're trying to make the repair? Or are they going to skip a step on the install? We're clearly not skipping any steps over here. And that's something that sets us apart immediately when we pull up at a customer's home. And I think that's been a really great move for us. We got a promotion that's going on right now, trying to move some products for people. And this is a really great promotion that's kind of unique to ones that we've done in the past. Josh, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. I mean, I always go off of what you have said in the past about we are a premium home service that also services garage doors. We provide those services. So we like to always talk about some of our premium products that we do offer. And so with the fall coming around the corner, we wanted to talk about this one a lot more. It's a LiftMaster professional opener. The model number is called an 87504. One of the biggest benefits of this particular opener is probably the LED lights and the backup battery. What's great about this is it has an LED light that goes completely around the actual opener itself and projects over 3,000 lumens of light, basically. So when you're coming and going from that garage door and into your garage, it's going to be super bright for you. You're going to be able to see everything, especially in the dead of winter when it's 5 o'clock and dark. You want your garage to be lit up as you're pulling in so you can see where you're going. You don't run into anything. There's nothing sitting out in the middle of the garage. But then having that backup battery in the dead of winter is also important as well. Even in winter, when we get blizzards, there are times where the power can go out. So it's still important to be able to open and close your garage door if you have to get to the store, if you need groceries, you need to go get gas, whatever it might be, to be able to know and have peace of mind that that garage door is going to open every single time with that battery backup. It's just huge for our customers. On top of that, it's also got a DC motor. And what that means is it's ultra quiet. Instead of an AC motor that kicks into full speed right away, the DC motor, it starts off slow, picks up full speed, and then as it's closing, it slows down and does a nice soft close. So it is ultra quiet. You could be standing in the next room and you probably will not hear your opener opening and closing. It's one of the things that a lot of our customers talk about the most. So the promotion itself, though, that we wanted to do, because we do love this opener as much as we do, is that we were also going to throw in a set of our precision bearing lifetime warranty rollers. What these are, they are sealed precision bearing rollers. There's 13 ball bearings inside of it, and then there's a compression seal on the roller itself. So these are rated at 100,000 cycles. I know we talked about cycle rating kind of at the beginning of this episode, so we're going to tie that back in as well. 100,000 cycles, that's definitely going to outlast the life of your door, the life of your home. And again, it's going to make everything super quiet for you, and the door is just going to glide like butter. So that's a $200 value that we are just including with this opener installation. And again, especially with winter coming around the corner, we really want these kind of products in your home, especially those rollers. But this opener is a game changer when it comes to just the overall operation of your door, the sound of everything, and then just the peace of mind knowing that it's going to continue to work for you.
Awesome. I'm excited to see those things start flying off of our trucks. Customers are going to get really excited about it, and I hope you listeners are excited about it too. If you wanted to learn more about it, you can absolutely give us a call, and we'd be happy to schedule a time and come out, do a free estimate, and see what one works best for you. Josh, do you have anything else you want to say to our listeners?
Really only one thing. First off, I'll just say thanks for having me on today. It's great to be on and talk to you. I want to get back on again, but at the end of the day, there's only one thing to say, and that is we rule the roost.
We rule the roost. Thank you very much, Josh. I really appreciate your time. We'll talk to you guys later. We are fucking good at what we do. Bye.